Our position regarding election is very clear. Elections should take place after implementing the prerequisites. Without prerequisites, how do you reach elections? The prerequisites are very key for you to achieve elections. Elections is not the answer to the problems of South Sudanese. You know, those who say you hold elections without implementing the agreement, I'm sure you read the position of other parties, SOA and OPPs and so on, and SPLM-IO. They are actually insensitive to the prevailing circumstances of the country. I pity our counterparts in other opposition parties. Why? Because we also understand that probably they have limited stake in what is going on. For instance, in security arrangements, they don't have forces in the cantonment. Yes, SOA has been having some roaming officers. But in the cantonment, they don't have forces. IO still have forces. Actually, the large bulk of the forces are still behind, awaiting phase 2. So somebody can sit in his small party and say, oh, I think I can go for elections, not knowing that IG, which is armed with all sorts of forces and militias, and IO, which have forces in the assembly areas and cantonments and in training centers like Gudmakur and so on, they still want to settle the fate of these forces, that they must be deployed. And moreover, these same forces are the ones that will take charge of the security of elections. But other parties, they don't know this because they don't have the forces. Okay? So our position are for the prerequisites to be implemented. And we are saying the parties, particularly the SPLM-IG and the SPLM-IO, must dialogue and get a way forward to this. Because we are now sure that given the fact that we are left with only 9 months to the deadline for elections as in the roadmap, and you have all these pending tasks not implemented, it is impossible for Artigonu now to hold elections come 22nd December 2024. It's impossible. Unless if they are looking for a sham elections, unless if they are just looking to abrogate the agreement, which will throw the country into confusion. Because we are part of our forces now in the unified, being deployed. Others are in the cantonments and training centers. Should you take unilateral decision to obstruct this process? What will you do with the forces now already unified? And these ones which are still to be unified, what will you do with them? The country will be in confusion. And who will be responsible? The one who abrogated the peace process. We are not going to be part of any process that will abrogate the peace agreement. We are not going to be part of any elections that will be sham, that will not be free and fair, that will be held in violations of the peace agreement. We will not accept it. We will not accept it. Any elections you plan or whoever plans to hold in violation of the peace agreement, in abrogation of the peace agreement, we will not be part of it. and will immediately